Okay, let's take a look at washing the ginger. And what we're going to do with the baby ginger, we're just going to rinse it off with some warm water. The same thing with this mature ginger. But what we want to look at is an easy way to kind of peel this skin off. We're going to break some of the pieces off. And the back side of a knife, not the sharp side, but the back side of a knife, this kind of square edge, not too sharp, but it does a good job of really just pushing that skin off. You can just kind of, a little bit better than a potato peeler that would actually be cutting a slice off the surface. We don't want to cut the slice off the surface, we want to just kind of peel some of that skin. Again, we can use a little more of the warm water if we need to. Clean it up. We can see that this ginger is much more fibrous. See little hairs and fibers sticking out of it. That's a little bit more tough than our baby ginger. But anyway, the back side of the knife does a fairly decent job of removing that hot skin. Now if we look at our baby ginger, the stuff that we've grown here, still got some of the green stem on it. If we look at that, we can also use this knife, but boy, we just have to barely rub over top of that, and that skin's just coming right off. Very tender, beautiful ginger. Not so much of the fiber, you see. So this is going to be a lot more tender, almost a buttery taste, and very fine, high quality products can be made from this baby ginger. Now it's a little bit more expensive to produce, so we're going to have to put that into a higher value product. Now a couple of other things we can use. Abrasive pads is one way, just to kind of scrub things off, just barely getting the skin off the top, in between the edges, works pretty well. You also can use some brushes. Brushing does a very good job on this baby ginger because it's so tender. Just these stiff bristles will pull enough skin off. We don't have to do a whole lot of work, but we can get rid of some of that papery part and a little bit of that heat. Baby ginger not having nearly as much heat as mature ginger. Now let's take a look at juicing. Now here we're taking mature ginger, commercial ginger, ginger we grew or commercial ginger, and we're going to juice it to make a ginger juice for some of our other products. This particular method is really nice because it ejects the pulp, the fibrousness, most of the skin. We don't have to do as much scrubbing, cleaning, scraping of the skin. Now this juice will be a little bit hotter because we haven't removed this skin, and we're going to have a little more of that heat. We might have to be careful which ginger we use for that. Each variety of ginger has a little bit different flavoring and heat levels. Alrighty, we have got our ginger juice now. We've got about 800 milliliters of ginger juice. We're going to pour off the top of that into 10 liters of boiling water. Any solids that remain in this container we're going to leave out, so we're going to just kind of decant that off. Finish up our water. So that's about 700 milliliters of ginger juice to 10 liters of boiling water. We're going to add 2 kilograms of honey. This container is about 2 1/4, so we'll get 2 out of it with the remnants that are held in the container. That's 2 kilograms of honey, 10 liters of water, 700 milliliters of ginger juice. And now we're going to acidify it with a combination of citric acid and vitamin C. About 60 grams of that powder mix. Turn it a little bit pink. I'll make sure it has a nice tart flavor and also helps in the preservation. We'll add 750 grams of cane sugar, because this one is going to be frozen, and the frozen one needs to have a little bit of sugar in it to keep it from sticking to the machine. If we were doing a hot drink, we wouldn't necessarily have to add that cane sugar. Now we're also, in this particular batch, going to do a special combination that I particularly like, using our raspberries. So we have some raspberry juice, a liter of raspberry juice we're going to add to that. So that's going to make a nice red ginger raspberry drink. We'll now heat this in the pot till it retains a boil again, and then we will put it into the cooler or right into the freezing machine for our ginger raspberry drink.